Chris Aiken. Alright, this is going to be a very special evening where I will be going over every single joke that I have written over the past 2 fucking years. And up top, we're going with Intolerant Man. You know, bigoted people don't really have a superhero, which is why I invented Intolerant Man. Intolerant Man. Intolerant Man has the power to fly to other countries and demand they speak English. Intolerant Man. Intolerant Man. He has the power to turn down ethnic music anytime Steely Dan is interrupted. And Intolerant Man gets physically ill anytime he smells, tastes, or hears about MSG. Mana sina glibada. He can't even say the word without feeling ill. And like with every superhero, supervillain, eventually they do meet their comeuppance. So this next bit is the story about the day Intolerant Man dies. One day, Intolerant Man sees a gay Jewish couple kissing in front of a Cracker Barrel and passes out from sheer outrage, and then wakes up in the future where everyone is ethnically ambiguous. And he runs to a nearby mall screaming, "Where are my people?" And next to him, this mixed race toddler just goes, "Sir, have you tried ayahuasca?" He panics, runs to a nearby bathroom. He's sweating. He's staring into the mirror. Looking back at him is Kanye West. He touches his face. It's still Kanye. He feels his hair. It's different. Pulls up in his pants. "The one-eyed purple monster!" He cries out, "My white soul! It's leaving my body!" Then this mayonnaise-colored soul rises up from the chest of Intolerant Man, moaning as it ascends. Then one final tragic tear rolls down its face in the shape of a Confederate flag. Intolerant Man had become the one thing he hated most: being successful and black. Okay. So I'm dating a black woman from Brazil because I like my women the way I like my Arabica mix. Black, Brazilian, and sometimes a little bitter when I forget the sugar. So the other day, I'm texting her, trying to make her laugh, being like, "Hey, birds are funny, right?" But all she sends back to me is KKK. I'm like, "Hey, there's nothing racist about poultry." So I ask her, "Baby," because obviously that has to mean something to them, you know, over in Brazil. "Do you know what KKK stands for in this country?" And she did not. So I, as a white man, had to explain the Ku Klux Klan to my black Brazilian girlfriend. And here's the best explanation I came up with so far. "Okay, baby. Reason being, because in Brazil they don't say LOL. Okay, they say KKK, which they abbreviate as KKK. So I just go with it, telling her, "Baby, they really like dressing up like spooky ghosts." And she goes, "Like Carnival?" "No, not like Carnival." And I thought, how about this? "Baby, crosses. They really love crosses." And she goes, "Like church?" Very optimistic, but no. Finally, I just kind of gave up. I'm like, "All right, baby, they're a bunch of white people that hate everybody else." And she just goes, "Oh, like your grandmother." "Yes, thank you. You understand." Like my grandmother. So I figured out where black man confidence comes from. And it's not the massive dick like so many of you assume. Oh no. It's the rap. You see, rap is just a bunch of positive affirmations disguised as felony threats. Turns out telling yourself, I get all the money, I get all the bitches, 3 birthday wishes, that's just great for your mental health. What I'm trying to say is, rap lyrics are basically vision boards you can twerk to. Unfortunately, it can't manifest with just any rap lyric. I found that out the hard way. I tried Kendrick Lamar, I can't get within 500 feet of a Chuck E. Cheese. I even tried Ludacris. I owe child support and area codes 214, 512, and 713. And I even tried Notorious B.I.G. Now I got diabetes, and then Diddy fucked me and had me killed to keep me quiet. Woo. So do you guys remember Ursula, the sea witch? What if she actually had an octopus's mouth? That sea bitch would have a beak. I'm talking obnoxious mouth like Iago. Beak. I mean, Toucan Sam, high on Fruit Loops, beak. I mean, Boba Fett being eaten by a sand asshole, beak. She'd be showing up at parties, sliding across old doors like an insane Roomba with tits, sucking up top appetizers, vacuum sealing that shit into the abyss, being like, tapas, my favorite. Then she'd walk over to the wine bowl, marinate that shit every time she takes a sip, just yum, yum, yum. Starts to gargle. I'm getting hints of vanilla, oak, and a whole lot of shellfish. It's called method acting, people. Fucking castanets. Alright. So I'm kind of excited for the new Harry Potter to come out for HBO. Because it means that with HBO, they could definitely go really deep in the backstories of lesser known characters. Like my favorite, Hagrid's dad. You see, Hagrid, for those who don't know, is half giant and half human. Which means that man, that meow, hooked up with a 25-foot tall woman. That's right, he looked up at the world's tallest asshole and thought, I'm gonna make that work. But I was trying to figure out, how though? The vagina is bigger than you. Like, unless he dove in like a salmon at the end of its life, just swimming along. Oh, look, I'm a father. Or maybe, the giant's vagina is on the foot. He's got a little vaginical thing going on. Vagina ankle. It's a thing, probably. He just latches on to that thing like a koala for using the corn for leverage. Just, gave that bitch an athlete's foot. And a new bundle of joy. Alright, sorry, that last bit probably wouldn't. That's what happens when fetishes leak their way into your comedy. Or maybe, he was using a little known magical spell called Ejaculiosaur. Gave himself a monster hog and just started hawking that thing around the town. Big dick over here, big swinging dick, magically enhanced, giant approved. And then from behind him, you just hear this Gina Carano voice. I'll do it. Fee, fi, fo, duck. I smell a wizard, I love to fuck. Look, we know that's exactly how it happened. Look, J.K. Rowling made giant sex canon. I just give it a 1. Okay. You know, mosquitoes, they don't bite for food. They bite to make babies, which means I am mosquito's baby daddy. That's right, I got a bunch of unborn children living behind a gas station in a puddle right now, and they ain't never gonna meet their dad. They say you can't hit women, but the only mosquitoes who bite are female. Which means I will slap the shit out of a mosquito hoe. Just hit different parts of my body. Fuck you, Jessica. Fuck you, Brittany. You'll never have my kids, Katie. Bam! Okay. You know how blind people, you know how they read? Touching Braille. If a blind guy were to read Danny Trejo's face, he would instantly learn Spanish and also discover the location of buried treasure because, you know, it's X X X X X X X X X X X X X X X X X X X marks the spot. If you were to do a side-by-side comparison between Danny Trejo's face and a bulldog, they would both bite. You'd be going in, I can't tell the difference, and Danny just, Danny Trejo's face is so bumpy. How bumpy is it? It's so bumpy. If a blind guy were to touch it, he'd swear he just wandered into the Grand Canyon. But I've got nothing against the world's manliest Mexican. Oh no, I'd still give him a kiss. Mind you, I'd be halfway through being like, get this man some Clinique and a belt sander. And also give me about 5 tubes of chapstick. I do not want to dry out. So scientists are working on a thought-to-text brain chip, which means we are so close to finally understanding what women mean by what they say. Like, fellas, let's say you're asking your girl what she wants for dinner, and before she can lie, being like, Olive Garden, you get a text on your phone, and it's a picture of your best friend's cock. And ladies, it's a two-way street. I'm not gonna just leave you hanging. Let's say you're curious, ask your boy, your friend, your guy, honey, what are you thinking about? And you get a text on your phone. Ting! It's the new F-150. 3 different burger joints. And that same dick. Now you're just both wondering, are we mutually together or just obsessed with Trevor's majestic schlong? Now, why did I mention Trevor? I don't recall. It's a part of it's in there somehow. Okay. We are on to, okay, that one. You know, parenting gets difficult when your children discover masturbation. And it gets rather horrific when I found my parents' toys. Oh yes, this is what we call adult humor. So I'm just a teenager at my parents' house one day, walking around, they're out doing whatever. I'm looking for money. So I walk into their room. So I break into their room and go right to the closet. That's where they keep the good stuff. So I push around clothes, I'm looking at the top shelf, and there's a giant paper bag. And I'm like, whatever's in that bag's gotta be good. So I reach up, pull it down, it's heavy. And it rips. And raining down upon my head is about 8 massive dildos all bouncing off of my face, just. But coincidentally, I had also already discovered that hands are magical, and I looked down at one of those things and thought, you know what? I'm going to use that. Unfortunately, I used it wrong. Because you can use a dildo wrong if it's old enough. I know that makes it sound kind of corrugated, almost like SpongeBob. But no, it just had a mass production hole at the bottom, just big enough for a hot dog. So I took that to the bathroom, pissed in God's face for roughly 30 seconds, and put everything back onto the shelf. Thinking everything will be fine, especially when Dad comes home. Thankfully, Dad came home though, first, because I didn't want to have that conversation with Mom. Yes, Mother, I know those are yours. What do you mean you're pregnant? Wouldn't that be horrific? How'd it happen? Adventures. So he comes home, and when that smell hits his face, you know, there's not a lot of things that smell like that. So he has a decision. How do I talk to my idiot son about this? So he went with the most G-rated Disney possible intervention. Walked straight to my room. Son? Yes, Papa? Because I'm going to be an annoying British child. Papa, we don't sound like this if you're British. Fuck you, kid. That's my accent, and I'm giving it to you. So Dad just goes, son, when you make a mess, clean up after yourself, and just walks away. And you'd think that'd be enough. You think that'd be enough of an embarrassing situation that you wouldn't. I went right fucking back the next day. I didn't wait. I went straight back to that room going, I'm gonna have a good afternoon. Walked straight into the closet, look at the top shelf, and realized they took my treasure and had replaced it with a picture of a very disappointed Jesus. No, don't do it. Okay. You know how in winter, birds will inflate to stay warm? They'll hold the air in just like a fuzzy stress ball. Well, I wish I could do that, but with my dick. Let's say my baby's like, you ready for round 2? Hang on a bit, baby. All right, get on. We don't have much time. Well, honey, it took too long. Thankfully she did, because if she had startled me while I was attached, she would have flown through the roof straight to the moon. So who else, like me, sometimes feels like you just wish you had a different dick? Not forever, you know, just interchangeable. Swap it out as easily like a light bulb, interchangeable cock. Just me? Well, there's lots of good reasons, but sometimes, hey, maybe your dick's too big and you need a new smaller one. Like when you're pole vaulting in the Olympics, right over the top bar. Oh no, you lost goal by a couple of inches. Or let's say you get pulled over by the police, and you're like, well, I couldn't possibly. White dick, thank you very much, everyone. This is how you get out of a ticket. It's the dick color. That's the whole important part of it. Cop comes over to the window. You're like, whatever seems to be the problem, officer? And the cop just goes, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. President. Carry on, son. So I'm a really big fan of Bob Ross. The man literally painted peace itself. But I think he missed his opportunity to branch out into other scenes, like the inner cities. Hi, I'm Bob Ross, and today we're painting a nice little scene in Compton. We'll start down here with a nice round bubble butt, a little platinum peach, backshot black. We're painting happy little big booty hoes. And you're gonna start over here. We're gonna get a nice big strong hoe and arms. You gotta give her arms. place for little Johnny to play. And oops, well, we don't make mistakes, only happy little chic ones. We'll just cover that up with a liquor store, a liquor store, and a liquor store. Then you gotta clean the brush like you're smashing booty. Pop, pop, pop. Know what I'm saying, gentlemen? And there you have it. A nice little scene any hoe would be happy to call home. Yeah. So the other day, you guys ever go getting a tattoo and somehow the artist figures out you probably masturbated a little too much? Okay, just me then. Well, the other day, I was getting this back piece, shoulder blade to shoulder blade, and while I'm in the stirrups, or whatever the fucking table's called, my artist, we'll call him Steve, calls over another guy for a second opinion. He didn't need to do that. He could have just asked me. I would have been like, yes, I do have a preference. Thank you for asking. So they're just hovering over me, having a conversation, sounding like astronauts trying to land the lunar rover directly onto my asshole. All right, if we go 3 degrees left and 10% bigger on the right, eventually the tattoo will look kind of normal. And that's when the guy next to me pops up, like a wise old stoner. Hey bro, you're supposed to swap hands. And they all started laughing at me. I tried playing it off. No, that was Tylenol when mom was pregnant. Fucking Steve. No, dude, that was Pornhub. Okay. So, I accidentally complimented a burn victim on how real his burns looked. You know, because I was at a convention and was admiring the zombies because I'm a big fan of the zombies, the makeup, not really the fucking shows or movies or whatever, just like the fact you can make someone look undead. It was a big hobby of mine. I've gotten jobs for it, I've gotten paid for it, I've lied to get said jobs and to get fucking paid for it. Just took a picture of myself as a zombie and they go, you're hired, here's $200. Also, where did you learn? At the Spirit Halloween University. Just glued it on, painted it, and there you go, here's money. Well, I'm at this convention and I see the guy. I'm like, holy shit, that's so good. I had to compliment him. I just walk up to the guy, hey man, that's amazing. And he just goes, what? You're Freddy Krueger. It looks so good. Why'd you stop halfway? And he just goes, I'm not wearing a costume. Oh. I'm sorry, man. Well, it looks great. That's a level of dedication I would never fucking. What? Okay, well, you're gonna be in my nightmares tonight. Okay, man. Just walked our separate ways. All right. Yeah, I think I've got it in there. We're all familiar with cucks, aren't we? So I'm going to be opening up my own furniture store. We only sell cuck chairs. And don't worry, we've got chairs for every kind of budget. For the broke, we've got the Step on Me Mommy milk crate. For the middle-aged Neanderthal, we've got the lazy and confused boy. And for the truly elegant, the Baskerville recliner. You know, Baskerville for when the hounds of hell rise up to fuck your wife. It comes complete with cyanide, a bear trap, and a cold revolver. Well, it was more of a suicide store than a cuck store. Awesome, we actually had that in there. Okay. We're all familiar with vampires. For some odd reason, they always got to be young looking and hot. Young looking and hot. The majority, almost, well, 99%, young and hot. That's just because that's when they got bit, though. You know? Can you imagine being super old, like a Nosferatu, Trails of the Crypt, any president, old, and then get bitten by a vampire? You'd be walking around your castle in search of a bathroom. You'd get to the toilet, windows open, along comes a beam of sunlight, cuts off your dick. I just had to pee. You have to call myself Count Nebula. You'd have a therapeutic, you'd have a Tempur-Pedic coffin with a sleep number of like 4,762. 10,000 pairs of Dr. Scholl's inserts everywhere. And the biggest problem of all, when you go to transform into a bat, you forget about your giant, massive vampire balls. So now you're just flapping around, bumping into shit because you can't go in a straight line. One ball's bigger than the other, just going in a fucking circle. Your balls are bouncing off the top of church steeples. Thump, 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 thump. Balls so low you get tangled up on a gargoyle hanging, going, please, somebody, help me get down from here. And that's when he appears. Your nemesis, Van Balsing, the vampire taint hunter. He slices you down, and before the killing blow, gives a really cool one-liner, being like, hey, Dracula, you forgot to tuck this. Do I have little Frankie in there? Frankenstein dick? Alright, let's find out. So, you guys familiar with Dr. Frankenstein? I was thinking about that the other day. When thinking, you only hear about the majority of the body part, like the head, the arms, the legs, the torso. But there's always one they never mention. But he did it. And that's the dick. And he made the monster in his image. And I think he definitely picked a couple inches above his fucking pay grade, if you get my drift. Like, you're not gonna just make a monster with the same little dick as yourself. Going up to your fucking fellow scientists, like, look, I made this creation in, see that shit, my image, this little baby arm hanging off his front, undead indeed, exactly like his dad. Awesome. Do I have that one in there? Well, we'll find out. The main reason I let my cat keep his balls is because I believe that one day he might save the world. Which is why this next bit has been titled The Unneutered Forest. Our story begins in the middle of a field. Forest, a deep forest, a thicket, if you would. And there's a cabin. And on the top of the cabin, there's a sign that says, Ye old snippity snip snip. And inside this cabin, we have two lone figures, a vet and his assistants, having a most joyous conversation. Doctor, you've done it. That's right. I have cut off the last pair of cut balls ever. For too long, we have dealt with piss-covered floors, holes in carpets, and furniture, and really gross hairballs. But no longer for I, Dr. Buttsniff, have rid the entirety of humanity of this menace. And then he turns to this lovely Visigoth goth going, tell me more, and they just start making out in a nearby closet as the balls roll off the table into a clearing. And the moment the testicle touches the earth, a pentagram forms around it. And from the depths of hell, you could hear a cackling. Foolish mortals, it is done! Up shoots smoke, lightning, and brimstone. A dark figure rises. Finally I am free. The devil cat is back once again to conquer the world. Then we cut to another scene, where our two heroes, Sir Forrest the Unneutered, riding the most pures of white chihuahuas named Mr. Bojangles. He's got on the most gallant of codpieces. Sir Forrest, Mr. Bojangles, we must make haste. The devil is growing stronger. And next scene we have Devilcat summoning men after men towards his location. I will take all of your balls. If only you would let just one cat keep his, you foolish mortals. But hark, what is that? An orange light at the top of the hill. And that's when Sir Forrest and Mr. Bojangles both appear, removing his codpiece, revealing two orbs brighter than the sun. Have fear, Devilcat, for I, Sir Forrest the Unneutered, have the orbs of destiny. Have at thee, villain! And he flies toward Devilcat's face. Balls first. No, I have so much time to get away.
You too much time? Ah, shit! I need to take my darkness pills.
Darkness. Okay, that's bad. Oh, fuck the balls. Balls to his face. He explodes. Fresh pine scent goes everywhere. Kitty litter in all directions. And there lays Forrest, the balls pulsating, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. And along comes his lovely lady, Lady Cremilda. Come, Forrest. Grabs him by the leg, drags his ass back to the fucking castle. He had saved the world. Okay. That definitely, I didn't remember all of it, but most of it, pretty good. Octopus. I don't know if I want to do this one, but fuck it. Fuck it. So, you guys ever get a little bit adventurous? Well, I remember when me and my ex decided to be super cheap and purchased a sex toy. It was the literal size and shape of a baby octopus. And halfway through our fun-filled evening, I lose track of it. Little motherfucker disappeared. And I tried playing it off, going digging into that hole of fucking China, just as wide as the Great Wall, mind you. Just trying to dig in there, like, I'm trying to get in there, and then the little octopus just... So I had to come clean. Baby? And she's pissed off. What? You might want to go to the bathroom. Why? Well, then channeling my inner Liam Neeson, you have to release the Kraken. She did not appreciate the impression or the reference, just wanders off to the bathroom. You just hear this kerplunk, comes back to the room. It's broken. And I'm just like, what, the toy or you? Yeah, I slept alone that night. But the next day, I thought it'd be kind of fun, little funny. We went to an aquarium, walked right up to the octopus exhibit, and I'm like, fuck, baby. They have a fucking daycare service. Okay. You know, they say words aren't violence. Does that mean if you're in a foreign country and you get punched, does the fist have an accent? Oui, monsieur. Alright. Like that one. Where are we at? Oh, that one's fun. You know, there comes a time in everyone's life where your childhood is ruined by your adulthood. And for me, that was thanks to Pornhub. You see, I found a DuckTales parody. And they called it Cucktales. Starring Ooey Gooey and Louie, which I thought it was kind of weird that they kept the third name the same. And the theme song is just as catchy as the original. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Ah, fuck, that's the real song. Life is like a nightmare here in my room. Dishes, mistress, boyfriends, it's a cock blur. Might beg for mercy, but she just ignores me. Cocktails, boo-hoo. Every day I'm out here taking cocktails, boo-hoo. Tales of staring, so sad and blue. No fuck tales, boo-hoo. Not alpha tales, not manly tales, no cocktails, boo-hoo. And don't bother trying to find that theme song, because I had to make it up. But I blamed Pornhub so Disney wouldn't sue me. I don't know if that's a funny one. Yeah, wishing toilet. Okay. So I was watching the King Arthur movie the other day, seeing the Lady of the Lake giving him some swords, and I'm like, at first thinking, well, what? If she's gonna give you a sword, she can also give you a hand job. She's right there, just being like, Lady of the Lake, my other sword needs to be unsheathed. And she's like, it has been a while for me too. Well, I was drunk thinking all that shit. Thanks to the fucking tequila, it's like, you know what? You could probably wish for that. Make a wish, you know? And you know what also counts as wishes? What counts as wishes? Tequila. Any body of water. You got a toilet, don't you? You got some spare change? Hit that motherfucker. So I run to the bathroom, I start throwing change. Hand job. Lady of the Lake. Hand job again. Come on. Daddy's lonely. Well, I wake up the next fucking day and find out that I have clogged my toilet full of spare change. It cost me $185 to have a plumber fucking jerk me off at that point. It's not as funny as the other ones. Ooh, that's a fun one. Okay. Yeah, I think saddest wet dream. Yeah. I think I had the saddest wet dream possible the other day. I say wet dream because it started off that way. It started off normal. We're making out. We're having a great time. Me with a lady. And eventually she just stops. You know, like women do. And tells me, go to the bathroom and jerk off. And I'm like, okay. I'm just thinking to myself, why the hell did I dream myself to be such a little bitch? And that's when she goes, all right, now cook some eggs in there too and start jacking off. I'm like, okay. It's the saddest possible wet dream imaginable. And then she just goes, now pretend you're a clown and inflate your dick and explode. Okay. Is that good, mistress? It's technically a good joke. At least it got laughs at the Dallas Comedy Room when it was all black people. So I was trying to talk to this white girl the other day, many years ago, many years ago, being like, would you like to go out? And she goes, no. And I go, why? And she goes, I only date black men. And I'm like, plain stupid. Why only black men? And then she goes, because they're hung. And quick as a fucking flash, not yet they're not. That's called a double entendre. Huge dick wrapped around the neck. Haven't done that shit in years. Tiny dick jokes. Not as good. Bat wingman. You ever get laid because Mother Nature made it possible? Well, when I first moved to the city, I was on a date. We were walking under the Congress Bridge, where the bat sanctuary was. And a little bat lands on my shoulder. They got signs that say, don't touch the bat. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do you do when the bat touches you? And so I'm like having to ask people, and I realize, oh shit, wait a minute. This is a photo op opportunity. I get the attention of the entire crowd. Hey everybody, do you want to take the best possible bat photo you've ever taken in your entire life? They're already taking pictures of millions of bats, but then they look at me going, you're like expecting like a Batman chase shirt, like, ooh, you're not the Batman. I'm like, yeah, but look at this. And it took a while. And then they freaked out, just... I had a very famous shoulder that day, like Facebook famous. Just the shoulder. I was in a few of the shots, and then they realized, fuck you, we're here for the bat. And this little girl just kept going, and the little talons just, I don't know how to make the bat leave without touching it. Because if you touch the bat and it goes back home, its mom goes, well, where have you fucking been, little mister? Past your bedtime. Sun's already up. Well, that's when a guy comes in from the darkness, looking like he was the original Ozzy Osbourne fan. Like they were buddies in high school, and he just like, I've always dressed like you, sir. Like that was his look. Just goes, I'll take the bat. And that's what made the bat, like itself, out of hell, flew the fuck away. Just like, that's crazy. But my date seeing all of these things going, wow, a bat chose you as its perch. And I got laid that night. Thanks to my literal wingman. Thank you everyone. That's my show. You've been a wonderful audience.